Good day, everyone. Me, myself, Mrs. Divya KK, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Civil Engineering, Vedavyasa Institute of Technology, presents a Tech Talk on the topic Structural Health Monitoring. To start with, the term structural health monitoring refers to the process of implementing a damage detection and characterization strategy for engineering structures. It involves health monitoring, operational evaluation, data feature extraction, and statistical models development. Objective of structural health monitoring are performance enhancement of an existing structure, monitoring of structures affected by external factors, feedback loop to improve future design based on experience, assessment of post-earthquake structural integrity, decline in construction and growth in maintenance needs, and the move towards performance-based design philosophy. The various steps in structural health monitoring are: first step is determination of damage existence, second step is determination of the geometric location of the damage, third step is quantification of damage severity, and finally the prediction of remaining life of the structure. Now coming to the need for structural system identification. The need for structural health monitoring lies in the fact that we will be able to know the initial damage of the structure in the form of corrosion or cracks so that we can eliminate the ultimate collapse of the structure. So in this figure you can see the different cracks developed, so which are deteriorating, and finally it leads to the ultimate collapse. So in order to prevent that, structural health monitoring is required. These are the worldwide monitoring projects, mainly in the form of fiber optic sensing systems. Usually we use sensors for the structural health monitoring. These are the various examples for the worldwide monitoring projects. Now, how can we implement the structural health monitoring? It can be implemented in two basic ways. One is visual inspection and the other one is non-destructive evaluation. Visual inspection is fully experience based and it is subjective or non-quantitative. Whereas non-destructive evaluation, we use various technologies for different purposes and it demands a high degree of expertise. It is time consuming and costly. It usually requires a prior knowledge of the potentially damaged region and it works only in accessible regions of the structure. Interruption and downtime is another disadvantage and it is also labor intensive and risky. So the current practice is usually we visually inspect the structure and detect the crack and find out a solution for it. Using retrofitting methods or any other methods, we usually find out a solution for it. Usually nowadays vibration based methods are gaining popularities in structural health monitoring and damage detection. This is the example for visual inspection. Then NDT terms, that is non-destructive testing, can be by using ultrasonic waves, that is the ultrasonic test, then the thermal infrared test, acoustic emission test and eddy current test are examples of non-destructive testing. Non-destructive testing means we are not totally destructing the structure or destructing the part of the structure. We are identifying the damage and sealing it. These are also other methods of NDT, which are dye penetration test, radiography test and magnetic particle test. Now next is how to do SHM in practice. That is basically two based SHMs are there, that is static based SHM and vibration based SHM. First we'll see static based SHM. It is based on the premise that damage will alter the static properties of the structure. Examples are displacements and rotation. Static analysis is done. Drawback is that considerable static deflection requires large amount of static force. Next is vibration based SHM, that is damage will alter the dynamic properties of the structure, that is due to earthquake, etc. Example includes structural response, frequencies, mode shapes, damping or modal strain energy change, etc. By measuring the structural response by means of sensors strategically placed on the structure and intelligently analyzing these measured responses, it is possible to identify the occurrence of the damage. It can be done either in modal domain or physical domain. Now, vibration based SHM, we are usually adopting the method of using sensors. Different forms of dynamic structural response can be in the form of displacement, velocity, acceleration, and strain. Which ones to measure depends upon the monitoring conditions and the objectives. Sensing technology is an emerging field in the field of structural health monitoring. Based on what to measure, different sensors are available. Those are laser displacement sensors, velocity transducers, seismometers, piezoelectric accelerometers, and strain gauges. Most of these sensors can be wirelessly connected. These are the collection of sensory information. It can be done with the help of a load cell, accelerometer for acceleration, load cell for force, LVDT linear variable differential transducer for displacement measurement, and strain gauge for strain. So these 4 devices are used for the measurement of force, acceleration, displacement, and strain. Next is vibration based structural health monitoring. There are 2 basic techniques. One is model based technique and the other one is data based technique. First, we'll see what is model based technique. It is based on the model of the monitored structure. That is, based on the structure, we are making a finite element modeling. That is optimization based methods. First, an initial model is updated using measured structural response. It is also called FE model updating. After that, optimization algorithms are run by iteratively changing the values of some structural properties so that the FEM parameters match the measured parameters. Then the measured responses or some parameters obtained from measured responses. After that, it usually requires repeatedly solving the forward problem so that it gets optimized. Alternatively, the inverse problem solution approach can also be adopted. In that case, we identify the modal parameters using some system identification method. Use identified model parameters to obtain the physical parameter, that is mass, damping, stiffness, etc. matrices. It does not require repeatedly solving the forward problem, but it is more complicated. Advantages of model-based techniques are it allows damage detection as well as damage location and extent estimation. It may even be used to assess the damage type and to estimate the structure's remaining life, though research is still at its onset in this regard. Disadvantages are it requires high user expertise, it is affected by modeling assumptions, often there are too many unknowns, and also it is usually computationally inexpensive. So, taking into account the disadvantages, we come to database techniques. These are based on statistical rather than physical models of the structure. These methods are called database because the features extracted from the structural response are obtained by simple operations performed on the response time histories itself, and it do not require any physical model assumptions. These approaches are often said to let the data speak by themselves. Database techniques has the following advantages. It do not require high user expertise. It is often coined using machine learning knowledge. It is computationally efficient and ideal to be automated. It take into account higher uncertainties inherently present in SHM, free from modeling assumption induced errors. Disadvantages are that without a physical model, it can at most reach the second level of the damage detection hierarchy. Being based on a statistical model of the features, they require sufficient data to be available. Now, for vibration based structural health monitoring, there are certain uncertainties. That is, during data acquisition, we face measurement noise, environmental effects, unknown and non-stationary inputs, missing data, etc. And during feature extraction, there are modeling assumptions, so the errors will be associated with any numerical methods due to these modeling assumptions, and non-unique identification, that is, many models may fit the measured data equally well. So this is the base of a structural system identification. The above one is a forward problem and the second one is the inverse problem. In the forward problem, analytical or numerical model exists as a priority. So excitation happens to the analytical or numerical model and the dynamic response is obtained. In the next case, that is inverse problem, structural model is obtained from experimental data. So from experimental data, we are modeling the structural model, and we are getting the time domain, frequency domains and the modal values. So these are the difference between the forward problem and the inverse problem, and this is the typical structural system identification. The various challenges we face are: infrastructure is expected to provide reliable service for longer periods of time, undergoing major technology challenges and spanning several generations and experiencing dramatic evolutions. So infrastructure is expected. Also, we require to develop wireless sensor networks which are reliable, energy aware and smart. The some barriers which we face today are use of conventional cables, high installation cost, vulnerable to ambient signal noise corruption, vulnerable to earthquake conditions, and the last one, size and complexity of large structures require a large number of sensing points to be installed. So these are the drawbacks of structural health monitoring which we need to take into account for the proper monitoring. These are the different monitoring devices, that is measures acceleration, strain, etc., climatic conditions, curvature, displacement, load, tilt and score are measured, and we are identifying the properties such as corrosion, cracking, strength, tension, location of rebar or delaminations. This is the smart sensor concept, that is, when sensors are applied are given to the structures, when an earthquake even happens, the sensors wake up and the events are recorded and stored in the base, and the sensors go back to sleep. This cycle is rotated. This is the smart sensor concept. Next is the future of SHM is that we are using these data acquisition system sensors. From that we are getting the data acquisition or analysis system. After that the damage is detected and the alarm is we are trying it to connect through the internet and through the to the smartphones. Smartphones alerts will be provided access. We are making it to make it available through the internet. So this is the future of the structural health monitoring, and that's for structural health monitoring. Hope everyone has got an idea. Thank you.